Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing episode 2 of remaking my old bracelets. Honestly, this is the second and probably final episode of doing this because I just don't really have any more old bracelets that I can really remake. I don't really have any that are like bad enough to like warrant a remake, unfortunately. I feel like I used to have so much, but I don't know what happened to all of my old bracelets. Anyways, all the patterns I remade in this video will be linked down below for your convenience, as well as some other like helpful videos if you have any questions or anything. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. We're gonna look through my 2020 creations box here. Majority of this stuff is from 2020, but some of it is also kind of from 2021 as well. Okay, I think I'm gonna just start kind of pulling out some bracelets that I see that I want to remake. Okay, so this is pretty much all I can really remake out of this container. Everything else in here I've either already remade or it's like not that bad that it doesn't need to be remade. So first I have a couple of bracelets. So the first one is this butterfly one, and this one is so just not great. It's really bumpy and lumpy, and it's really tight as well and just very hard. This butterfly one, I'm pretty sure I just made for fun. These were actually the very first bracelets I ever sold. I started selling these when quarantine first started in 2020, and I just sold through my Instagram, and I really hope the other ones I made looked better than this because wow. Next one is this peach one. I believe I made this for one of my making patterns videos, and it's pretty good. It just, the start could be better, and it is kind of uneven, and the end really bothers me too. I don't know why I ended it like this, and the fact that the bass strings are green is just so weird. I don't know. I can definitely make this one better for sure. Next is this floral one. This one is probably the oldest. I've had this one for a while. It's really not terrible. I just wasn't using the straight edge technique, and I'm just not a fan of how my alphas look when I don't use the straight edge technique. It's also just really hard, and I just feel like I can definitely make this better. Next is this Kermit one. Do you guys remember this meme? This was like, oh my gosh, this was so 2020. I kind of miss this. I actually had a lady order these from me through my Instagram. I can't remember her name, but I don't know if you're still watching this, girl, but hey. But she literally ordered probably like 4 of these bracelets from me, like so many, and I made some for her, and then she like wanted to order more, and like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I have this one. I don't know if maybe I just made this one for fun and she saw it and then she wanted me to make her some. I don't know, but I definitely think I can improve this design, and it is kind of lumpy and uneven. I think I was using the straight edge technique here, but it doesn't really look that great. So, and the last is this keychain. So this one looks good from far away, but when you look at it closer, it just is not great. I think I miscounted my bass strings because there's these 2 strings at the top that I think I just added in. I don't even know, guys. This is so bizarre. I feel like I can definitely make it better now. It's kind of hard and tight as well. I feel like I can make this look better, but this is from one of my making patterns videos. This actually might have been from my very first one that I did, or one of the first episodes I did. I'm honestly not too sure, but I think we have a really good collection of bracelets here, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig through and try to find all the patterns for these, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I went ahead and found all of the patterns for everything here. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start making them. I think I'm gonna do the bubble one first because it's the biggest one, and I want to just get the biggest one out of the way. I also do think I'm gonna try to stick to a similar color scheme from the old bracelets. This one I'm definitely gonna do like the same colors and everything, but maybe just try to edit the colors a little bit to kind of fit more of what colors I would use today. So for this one, I just have some black that I'm going to be using for the background, and then for all the little colors and the bubbles and stuff, I'm going to be using some scrap thread. Let's just go ahead and jump into making this one. Here is the final keychain. I actually ended up making this a lot smaller than the first time I made this. As you can see, I just make my knot tension so much looser than before, and my bracelets tend to be pretty elongated. And I also just don't really like my keychains to be ridiculously long. I just kind of think it like defeats the purpose of being a keychain at that point. Just make it a bracelet. This is pretty much how long I like my keychains to be anyways. But I don't know, I do feel like the tighter knot tension looks better with the bubbles. Like these just look more circular. My new one looks a lot more ovular and it's just a lot more stretched out, but obviously the technique and everything looks so much better on the new one versus the old one. But I don't know, guys. Next bracelet we're going to be remaking is this little floral bracelet. I'm going to do similar color scheme, just tweak the colors a bit. I'm going to use this shade for the background. It's kind of a more like muted tone mauve-y pink, and I really like it. I think it'll look really nice. And then I'm using these two colors for the flowers. I think these complement each other pretty well, and I think this should turn out pretty good. So let's just get into making this one. Here is the finished bracelet, and I seriously love how this turned out. I really like the contrast of like the light green and the dark pink background. And as you can see, it just looks so much different from the old one. The start is better. I have my straight edge technique going on. You can just tell how much looser and softer the new one is versus the old one. Next pattern on our list is going to be the peach one. Here is the old bracelet. I'm going to be using these two colors for the peach and then this green for the leaves. This is the same green from the last bracelet. And for the background, I'm going to be using this dark blue. I like the contrast from the last bracelet that I just told you guys about, so I'm going to try it again. I really like this pale teal color, but I just don't have enough of it, unfortunately, to use it again. I think we're going to do this dark color instead. So let's just get into making this one. The finished bracelet. I really love how this turned out, and I'm obsessed with this contrast from the peach to the background color, and I definitely think this was an improvement. I kind of wish maybe the leaves were a little bit darker, but it definitely looks so much better than the old one. Next pattern is going to be this butterfly bracelet. Like I said, I used to sell these, so I've done so many different color combinations for this one. But the one I'm going to do today is going to be very different from the original. I'm going to be using these two shades of blue for the butterfly, and then I'm actually going to be outlining the butterfly using some white, and then using this kind of like palish purpley pink as the background color. This is a variation under this pattern, and I just think it looks so cute. It kind of reminds me more of like a fairy than a butterfly, so I'm so excited to see how this turns out. So let's just get into making this one. Here is the finished bracelet. I do really like how this turned out. It kind of reminds me of like Navi, I think from Legend of Zelda or something. I don't know. I just think this is really cute, and I really like the color combination. I think it's definitely really unique, and we already knew this was going to be a massive improvement from the first one I made, so it is just so crazy how much longer my new ones are. I just make my knots so much looser than before. The last pattern for this video is the Kermit the Frog one. Here is the old one. I'm gonna keep a decently similar color scheme. These are all my colors for Kermit. I'm using a bit of a darker green this time. I don't love how pale he is in the old one. And then I'm going to be using this dark blue for the background. I've been talking a lot about doing that contrast. I just really like it, using light colors for the design and then a dark color for the background. I just think it looks really nice. That's what we're gonna do with this one. So let's go ahead and jump into making this one. Here is the final bracelet. I really like how this one turned out, and I think this new color scheme honestly looks really great compared to the old one. Old one is just a little bit more washed out in my opinion, but that is actually going to complete it for this video. I really enjoyed being able to remake all of these bracelets, and I love all the new bracelets we made in this video, and I really hope that you guys like them as well. Well, that's gonna do it for me today. Here's everything that we made in this video. I think all these remakes look great, except I don't know if I'm completely sold on the bubbles. I think the old one is low-key better than the new one, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them down below, and definitely leave any video requests that you might have. I'd be interested to know what you guys would want to see. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.